In the last week of February, President Donald Trump announced plans to impose a 25% tariff on U.S.-bound imports of cars, semiconductors, and medical products, potentially as soon as April. Experts warn that Taiwan, home to the world's largest contract chipmaker, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSMC, could be hit the hardest, as an estimated 60% of its revenue comes from the U.S. Taiwan, which has a large trade surplus with the United States, could also be subject to the wide-ranging import tariffs Trump has threatened to impose to address trade imbalances. Annual trade between the United States and Taiwan continues on an upward trend. Total trade, imports plus exports, of goods and services between the two economies reached a peak of $161 billion in 2022. 2023 was slightly lower at $152 billion, but the recent boom in artificial intelligence, and exports of servers and graphic processing units, GPUs, may bring that number back up. The majority of goods and services traded between the United States and Taiwan continue to be in computers and computer parts, semiconductors, telecommunications equipment, industrial machines, transport, travel, and charges for the use of intellectual property. The challenge when looking at just trade in goods and services, relative to the entire economic relationship between the United States and Taiwan, is that the U.S. trade deficit with Taiwan has also been significantly growing in recent years. In 2022, the trade deficit reached a peak $51 billion, nearly double what it was just 2 years prior. This makes Taiwan the ninth largest trade deficit in goods trading partner of the United States. Taiwan's Minister of Economic Affairs, J.W. Kuo, pushed back, stating that unfair tariffs on Taiwanese chips will not be accepted. While declining to elaborate due to ongoing negotiations, Kuo characterized Trump's tariff move as a negotiation strategy. Yet behind the scenes, reports indicate that TSMC is under pressure to form a deeper partnership with Intel, effectively bringing Taiwan's semiconductor industry closer to U.S. interests. While Taiwan's government insists no formal overseas investment application has been made, the move signals an ongoing battle for control over the world's most critical chip supply chains. Kuo reaffirmed that any such joint venture would require government approval. While Taiwan restricts its companies from producing advanced chips in China, the same rule applies to other countries, with each case needing official clearance. Neither Intel nor TSMC has confirmed the discussions, but Trump has criticized Taiwan for taking away the U.S. semiconductor business, pushing for more domestic production. However, TSMC is already investing $65 billion in advanced chip facilities in Arizona, with Taiwan's government allowing the production of 2 nanometers chips there. The ministry reiterated that Taiwan's priority is to maintain a competitive edge in the global semiconductor market while ensuring fair trade practices. Despite the tensions, Taiwan remains firm. Speaking in Taipei, Kuo asserted, no one can shake the foundations of Taiwan's semiconductor industry. As U.S.-Taiwan trade disputes intensify, so do military tensions between Taiwan and China. Beijing has increased military activity near Taiwan, conducting drills off the island's southwestern coast, which it claims are routine. When asked about Taiwan's upcoming Hanquang military exercises, China's defense ministry dismissed the island's resistance, stating that Taiwan is like a mantis trying to stop a chariot, and declaring, sooner or later, we will take you back. In response, Taiwan's defense ministry fired back on Friday, stating, this year marks the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II, and history has proven that aggression and expansion will always end in failure. Taiwan's defense ministry condemned China's growing military threats, warning that Beijing is destabilizing the region and has become the world's biggest troublemaker. Trump's tactics in Ukraine and Taiwan reveal a broader strategy, using economic agreements to exert influence while sidestepping direct security commitments. In Ukraine, he tried to secure access to valuable mineral wealth while leaving Kyiv to negotiate its own security. In Taiwan, he is pressuring TSMC into a deal that would deepen U.S. involvement in the semiconductor industry, effectively binding American interests to Taiwan's survival without a formal military pledge. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick and other members of Trump's administration see the move as a way to boost U.S. chip production and reduce dependence on Asian supply chains, particularly Taiwan's. However, this strategy has raised eyebrows, as it seems less about protecting Taiwan and more about reshoring U.S. industry. Consider Trump's past rhetoric. First, accusing Taiwan of stealing the U.S. chip industry and threatening tariffs on its semiconductors. Now, compare that to his recent clashes with Zelensky over Ukraine's mineral resources. The pattern is strikingly similar and clear. Trump expects allies to compensate the U.S. for its support. If the TSMC Intel deal materializes, it will serve the same function as the Ukraine Minerals Agreement, tying U.S. interests to a strategically critical region without committing boots on the ground.